Why can't this be? So you're automatically using this whole white lover thing. What is this white lover thing that you were saying? Because I want to understand
Okay.
you before we get into this.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is, right, when I say white lover, she just said it clearly, right? So I'm going based off what this woman Jazz just said, right? That as Americans, right, Black Americans, you're saying the consensus of this panel and this audience is that nobody believes in systematic racism. Is that correct?
First of
That's
all,
not the
wait, wait,
topic.
wait, hold on, Cam. That's her opinion. You as a man and as a person is supposed to form your own perspective based off of your own experiences, not go by based off of what Jazz feels. Jazz is Jazz, and you are you. So why are you then using her
No, no,
narrative
no,
or
no.
what
I'm
was
just trying to
said?
set. I'm just trying to understand where your guys' minds are. So I'm asking the question. I'm not saying that this is what you think
No,
or
no,
this is
no.
your
That
perspective.
no, you can't answer a question with a
I'm
question.
asking you directly.
The original question is what is this whole white lover thing that you was just saying?
Okay. So I just try to explain it, right? So again, if being a white lover, right, or white Black people in America, they have a deep need to be accepted by white people, right?
Mm,
That's what being a white lover is, right? I'm
mm.
not saying white people are bad. I'm not saying all white people are bad, right? That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, as Black Americans being raised in a society that is ran and owned by white individuals, right?
Mm.
We look for the acceptance of these white people. That's what I'm saying.
So what?
It's
So what is ran and owned by white people? Let's be specific. Give me an example.
America is ran and owned by white
So
people.
America is ran and owned by white people. How do
Facts.
you know? How do you know that? How do you know it? I'm asking. Educate me. Give me some insight.
Bro, bro, okay. It's very simple, bro. It's very simple. What do
Okay.
Black people do? You think Black people own America?
What are you talking about? What is owning America? What does that mean? I know for a fact
This is the
that
country.
I know
So,
for a
okay,
fact
okay.
that I know for a fact that it's minorities, Indians and Asians that have the highest household income.
They don't
I know
own
that it's white.
America. They
I
don't
know that
own
it's white
America.
people. I know that
They
it's
don't
white
own
people.
America.
I know that it's white people that overwhelmingly are on social services. I know that it's white women that are largely the ones
No,
that
no, no, no,
benefit
no. I'm
from
not
diversity,
talking
equity,
about
and
poor white
inclusion.
people.
I know that.
I'm not talking about, listen, I'm not talking
Okay.
about poor white
Well, I
people.
asked you for context, and you just assume, you telling me what it is that I already
I'm
need to
giving
know.
it to you.
So
So listen,
explain it
and
to
I'm
me,
and I'm
Mr.
giving it
Clark.
to you.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm giving it to you. So, like I
Okay.
said, white America is white. It's owned by whites. Whites came to America and took over everything. They killed all
So give me an
the Native
example of how it's
Americans,
owned
all
by
the
whites.
slaves.
Like
They built up
give
this
me a
country.
concrete, definitive example to where we can reference and say, okay, it is owned by white people.
No, but this is common sense, bro. Like,
It's not.
who else owns it? Who else owns it,
Give me a concrete example. You should be able to say, listen. The one thing that we do on this platform
bro?
is listen. The one thing we do on this platform is we substantiate our arguments. It doesn't matter what we think. The only thing you have to do is be able to substantiate your argument. So give me a concrete example
A concrete example of what?
of how white people own America. In 2025, give me a concrete example.
I'll give you you know what? I'll give you a concrete example. Try
Okay.
right now to go outside, wherever you live, right? And go do
Uh,
something to a white person and see what happens to you.
what? So that's your example of how white people own America?
It's one example, yeah.
So do something to a white person and see what happens to me. That's your
Yeah.
example. That's how you substantiate your argument.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to level set so I can understand exactly who it is that I'm dealing with and what your mindset is. That way I can create realistic expectations of how these conversations are going to go. Because the thing that I told myself going into my 43rd year was that I wasn't going to argue with people that just believe in the boogeyman or people that couldn't substantiate
But
their
listen,
argument.
I'm not afraid of the white man.
The,
That's
the
one thing.
interesting
White
thing
men
about
can
it is
bully
that
men
what
too, bro.
I've learned about people like you is that you take talking points from other people, and that's how you
No, these are
justify
my
your.
talking points. These are my
It is
talking
because
points. I don't
you
take
just
talking
said
points from no
something
one.
and you couldn't even give a concrete example, and then you just say, "Well, it's common sense."
Bro, because it's common sense, bro. It's common sense that white people
Then
own
why you
America,
shouldn't be
bro.
able to?
What do you
If it's so common, if sense is so
why do I
common,
have to explain
according to
that?
what
There's
you're
no
telling me,
reason why
then
we
how
should
come
be
you
even
can't give me a
continue
concrete
speaking about it.
example? If
So
I
based
go
on
outside
time,
and I do something to a black person, if I do something to an Indian person, if a white person do something to me, it's all going to be held accountable.
but it's not the same. But it's not the same though.
In
That's
what
what
way?
I'm
Help me
saying.
understand it. What's gonna happen?
It's not the same. If
What's
you
gonna
go
happen?
outside right now and you kill a black person versus killing a white person, it's gonna be a completely different process.
Really? You think
Yes.
so? You think that
Yes.
if a black
You've
person
seen it
kills a white
countless
person
times. You've
versus
seen
if
it
a white
countless
person,
times. What are you talking about?
I would argue that a black person killing a white person gets infinitely more grace than a white person killing a black person.
I'm
Today,
talking
in,
about the. I'm talking about the.
in
I'm talking. I'm not talking about. Wait,
2025,
time out.
in
Time out. Time out,
2025,
bro.
if a white person
You're
kills a black,
taking what I'm saying the
no,
wrong way.
no, no,
You're
no.
taking what I'm saying the wrong
We're
way.
gonna use
I'm
your
talking about
example.
the law
No,
system.
we're
I'm
gonna
talking
use
about the
your
law system.
no. We're gonna use a system. We're gonna use your specific example. You provided it, so let's stay on that.
So you're saying
I
a
would
black
argue.
person
I
killing a
would
white
argue.
person gets
I
more
would argue.
grace
No,
in the
don't
law
overtalk
system.
me. Don't overtalk me. If a black person kills a white person, they get infinitely more support and grace than if a white person kills a black person all day long.
Where? Support and
100%.
grace where?
Right here in America. 100% right here in America. Name a white person that killed a black person that is not or have not been held accountable in the last 5 years.
George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman wasn't even white. He's not even fucking white.
Can be considered white.
George Zimmerman is not even white.
Okay, bro, we're not gonna sit.
No.
We're not gonna sit here and act like black people
know
aren't
what the
killed
fuck
by
you
white
talking
people
about.
all the time, and they don't get
You don't
all these
even know
police
what you're
that kill
talking
black.
about.
Come on,
George Zimmerman is not even white.
Let's not even go down that route.
No, let's go down that route. He's not even white.
Okay, so forget about George. That's just one person out of the hundreds
Then
of thousands of black people that get killed by white people.
Give me one. Give me one.
Well, Kyle Rittenhouse.
No, stop, Jazz. This ain't got shit to do with you. Give me one.
Bro.
Give me one.
Nah, bro. Like, come on, bro.
No. Don't nah, bro, me now. Don't nah, bro, me now. Give me one. Give me one.
You're acting delusional.
Give me one.
You're acting very delusional.
Now all you gotta do is say I yield because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm using talking points from other people and I'm trying to stay on this black shit. In reality, I'm gonna be honest with you. Real talk, real honest to God talk. If you cut the dreads off and you brushed your hair, you could probably pass for the same thing as George Zimmerman. You a fake victim, bro. You not even in the same space. You not even in the same stratosphere. You want to be a victim so fucking bad, bro.
Well, can I just say one thing? I just want to answer your question. Who killed who or whatnot. Kyle Rittenhouse was 17 years old, white boy that murdered two or three black kids in Michigan during a protest. He was acquitted on all charges. Jordan Penny, I think that's his name. He choked out that black homeless man on a train in New York recently. Was also acquitted of charges. So
no, I guess neither one of those was killed. Stop.
You know, but he was pointing out like why there could be. I know you don't think it's true, but there could be like a sense of white power supremacy in this country because sometimes when white people do certain crimes, they're not held to the same extent as black people or other people do. And so you were asking him to give names. I gave you two, and one was actually the same age as the guy, the black boy that just killed the white guy, and he was acquitted of all his charges. He was also a 70-year-old white boy in Wisconsin.
Happens all
And
the
it's like,
time.
and it's like, well, why was he acquitted when he actually murdered someone? You all are saying that, you know,
Because they didn't murder anybody.
they did though. What
That's
do you mean?
No,
Cal
they didn't.
Rittenhouse definitely murdered 2 or 3 people. Are you familiar with the story?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you can't just make that statement then because
So
you're
I
not
absolutely
talking
can,
about,
because if the court of law determined that they was acquitted of the charges, then that means that he's not a murderer.
No, that means that the
oh
system
God,
worked in his favor based on who he was, because that wouldn't have
You
worked
can't
with
just
anybody.
automatically say somebody is when they not, when they got tried in the court of public, in the court of law,
Okay, and the
and they
law
got
is always
acquitted.
fair, right? And the law is always fair, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, it is in this
I'm
situation,
gonna tap out.
100%.
I'm done now.
Because if the evidence is showing that he's not guilty, then why would I say that he's not guilty?
who are you
It's
speaking about?
innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Same thing for
Anton, who are you
Daniel
speaking
Penny.
about?
Now, I am familiar with Daniel Penny. I am familiar with what happened on the subway over, I think it was over in New York, right?
Yeah, it was New York.
I am familiar with Daniel Penny. 100%. And in the case of George Floyd, the police officer, the white police officer who was a part of the blue gang, the blue wall, absolutely got held accountable, and he got convicted, and he's in prison today. And I don't even
So
think
you're
that was a
talking
race.
about
I don't
one
even
guy.
think that was a race issue. I believe that was an issue of an individual, a cop, overexerting his power over somebody that should not have been in that position in the first place, but at the same time, he didn't deserve to lose his life. But I don't automatically assert it to be a race issue every single time that somebody does something that's black versus white, because I will tell you that there are police officers specifically on the other side, and I've done multiple different stories in Chicago of police officers that are women, that are white, that actually wasn't even white, but is white, a white complexion, that got killed by young people, and nobody even spoke about it in the community. We don't even talk about it. We don't even bring it to the front page of the news. It hit the news one day and then it went away the next day, of them serving a warrant of somebody that was poisoned in the community, and then nobody had no conversation because those cops, that same cop that lived, worked, and played in his own neighborhood was killed by a black guy that opened fire on him when he was serving a warrant in order to get him arrested for the guns that he was peddling in the community. And nobody said anything about it. Every single day, people die. Overwhelmingly, white cops and people that are on the police force get killed by black people at a much higher clip and a much higher rate than any white person that is perpetuating a crime and killing a black person, and nobody has anything to say about it. If it's so in favor of white people, then why do they die at the hands of black people, specifically cops, more than black people die at the hands of white people? Why is it so disproportionately the other side? Because y'all quiet now.
The law,
because you quiet now. All y'all know, it's funny because the only thing y'all know is what's popularized by CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. Y'all don't even know what the fuck is happening over in Chicago. You don't know what's happening over in Wisconsin. You're not aware because you don't even know what I'm talking about. You have no clue about the woman that got killed, the off-duty police officer that got killed in Chicago and got maimed and got killed, and their family was trying to figure out
basically,
what was going on over in Chicago.
You're not black. You're white.
No. Just this weekend.
That's what you're saying.
Young black guys opened fired on police cars over in Chicago. They baited them and fired on police cars over in Chicago. And nobody has anything to say about it in the black community. The only thing, this is how I know y'all fake, because the only thing that y'all protest is shit that the media popularized for y'all, and y'all don't even realize that y'all the pawns that keep black people distracted from the real issues, which is one of the reasons why they keep y'all voting Democrat and have y'all on the Democrat plantation. Y'all,
I think
the reason why I say that y'all are fake black people, that y'all fake woke, is because all y'all are is being used and manipulated by people that keep y'all destructive in your mindset and thinking that you're a victim to keep you distracted from the shit that's really happening, which is why they're extracting all of the fucking resources and you can't fix your fucking communities. This is all propaganda that y'all spewing. Y'all spewing talking points from shit that somebody else gave to y'all. This is dumb as hell. The real power is not to give people power thinking that it's a race issue. Then you would start to fix your communities. Then you would start to hold yourselves accountable. And then you would clean up your communities, because we all know who the killers and the dealers are. But y'all don't say shit about that because y'all think that it's propaganda against you. It's so fucking dumb and it's so stupid. And y'all don't even realize that y'all in a matrix, man. Y'all literally are in the matrix being used as pawns, and you think you a victim because you shaking your head and you do a couple little things for black people, but you don't really do shit but keep black people under. I hate this whole trope. I hate the fact that y'all keep thinking that y'all are victims. And then y'all put this dumb shit in y'all kids, and y'all kids that ain't never experienced racism, ain't never picked a fucking piece of cotton in their life, grew up on government assistance, and then they go and have that same fucking mentality, and we pass down this generational trauma for no reason. It's so fucking dumb. It's dumb as hell. So fucking stupid. Oh, black people, the white system. The fuck y'all talking about? Y'all voted in Obama, fucking Biden. What the fuck else y'all need?
So do you think?
What do you want? No. What do you want? What do y'all as black people want? What is gonna get y'all out of this goddamn racist trope? What is gonna stop y'all from being a victim? What do y'all want?
Can I ask a question? Why do you think black people kind of feel they have this victim mentality? Do you feel that black people have always been treated as fairly as everyone else in this country?
Y'all have a victim mentality because it was
no, Anton, please.
No. You asked me multiple questions.
Please.
You asked me multiple questions, and then you tried to get me. You asked me a question.
You good, bro?
You asked me two questions. You asked me two questions.
No, I want to.
And then you tried to lead me down the path to answer it the way that you want me to answer.
No, I'm not asking you.
First question you asked me is why do I think that black people are have been?
No, that's not my question. That's not my question.